name is Sean Avery. My full name is Sean Medlin, but Sean Avery is my artist name. Avery is actually my middle name. I believe my dad named me Avery because one of his favorite players on the Spurs at the time, Avery Johnson, or maybe he was a coach, I'm not sure. But yes, Sean Avery. I'm from Avondale, Arizona, a little bit further west of here. Speaking of my dad, actually, he was a Air Force man, so I moved a lot growing up. And I was not born in Arizona. I was actually born in San Antonio, Texas. And then I moved to Colorado, where my sister was born. And then I moved all the way out to England. And then I moved to Arizona around the age of 8. So I've lived here for most of my life, so I consider myself to be from Arizona, and that's why I say I'm from Avondale. We are here right now in downtown Phoenix, right across the street from the cafe where I very first performed poetry ever, Fair Trade Cafe. Back in the day, there used to be an open mic called Black Pearl. Shout out Ed Mabry, he used to run that open mic. And I was a kid, I was 15, 16, and I remember I came down here with my mom, my sister, and my friend Isaiah, and I performed, and I had my eyes closed the whole time, and I did a poem called Fly and Fall. I don't remember it now, but I had it memorized, and I whispered it into the mic. But I got off the mic, and you know, I was really nervous and scared, but I loved it. I had never felt anything like that before. And that's really where it started, I think, you know. I could take it back further, like growing up with my dad. He loves hip-hop, big hip-hop head. Black Star, Common, The Roots, One Below, Binary Star, you know, Tribe Called Quest. So that was all in my household, you know. I could even go back further. My mom says that when I was real young, like in between the ages of 3 and 5, she says I would memorize the books that she read to me at night. My favorite was The Lorax by Dr. Seuss. And even though I couldn't actually read yet, I had already memorized each page. And so I would say it back to her, or say it as much as I could, you know, with the language I had at age 3. And so I think that, you know, me and words have always had a thing. You know, last week after I got the last word, I was talking to one of the judges, Phyllis, and she said to me, you know what, Sean, it's like words belong to you. And that really meant a lot to me, truly, because, you know, I'm a Black American, and it wasn't too long ago that people who look like me were criminalized for trying to read and write, you know? And so to have an elder Black woman who I respect tell me that it's like words belong to me, that really means a lot. I Got the Last Word has been an experience. From day one, I came in to do the audition, and I had no clue what to expect. I remember Dolan was one of the judges for my audition, and a couple other folks who I haven't seen since then, but they really liked the piece that I did, and they encouraged me, and they told me that they really thought I had a shot, you know? So the following weeks were filled with, you know, some nervousness, a little bit of ego, a little bit of checking out the competition, you know? And then when I finally got into that room with everyone for the first day of the competition, I got to meet everyone and talk to everyone. I just remember feeling like it was like this collective of people, right? Like we didn't really feel like we were competing just yet, you know? We were just getting to know each other, we were chopping it up. And I think actually, I think folks kind of thought I might have had a chip on my shoulder. I remember one contestant who's no longer on the show. He said to me once, you just walk around so confident. And he said it in a way that didn't really feel like a compliment. You know what I mean? Like, it was a little snide. And I didn't know what to say, you know. I'm very blessed to be in the position I'm in. I'm very blessed to be able to pursue art full time. I received a full tuition scholarship for poetry to University of Wisconsin-Madison. And I can't fake that I'm confident, but that also doesn't mean that I think I'm better than anyone. And one thing that I've learned a lot through I Got the Last Word is to just talk to people. Talk to them in the hallway, ask them how their piece went, ask them what they're thinking about doing next week, ask them how they're feeling. And relationship building, you know? Shout out Jasenia, she was one of the first people backstage to really look at me and talk to me and make me feel at home and feel comfortable. And then after that, slowly, you know, I started talking to more and more people, started talking to ID, started talking to Tori, you know. And now here we are in semifinals. And the folks who are left are myself, Jasenia, ID, and Tori. And I think they're all phenomenal poets, truly. They do things on stage that I can't quite do, right? I learn a lot from their pen and from their performance style. And I'm just honored and humbled, really, to be able to compete in a poetry contest right behind my old high school, Agrafria. It feels very fitting for me after spending 4 to 5 years out of the state to finally come back and be able to be in the place I consider home, doing the thing that makes me feel most at home. And that's being on the mic, that's spitting, that's writing. And I'm excited, you know? Saturday, I don't know what people are gonna come with. I barely know what I'm gonna come with. You know, I got a bunch of ideas in my head, haven't settled on one yet. And I just know that, you know, the folks that I'm competing with, they're nothing to play with. And even though this is competition, I know we all got love for each other. And I really want to work with everyone after this, you know? Like, I really want to hit up Oh Yeah Sunshine and be like, yo, let's do a group piece, you know what I'm saying? I really want to get on a track with ID. Like, I think that the networking and the community building that I've experienced in I Got the Last Word has been just as important as me having to perform every week and really sharpen my craft and really deliver it and, you know, just come with it, as Jerome says. So, you know, I'm thankful and honored, and I hope y'all come out.
This is my Don declaration.